Okay, so we're on page Kuf Kaf Hey. It says the pasuk Rishon Shal Parshas Bereshis. Let me start by saying this is Yud Gimel Tikuni Dikna. It's going to talk about the beard of Eric Anpeh. So he says, Parshas Bereshis Mistayim B'Tevis Haaretz. It ends with the word Haaretz. V'samach lezecha maskil ha'pasuk ha'sheni B'Tevis Haaretz. And then the next one starts with the word Haaretz again. So and this it says like this: Haaretz, the Tinyana, the second one. Kitevis the Aretz Hasheni, Pasuk Hasheni, the second pasuk. Lav b'chushban, Eidach b'cheshbech hatikunim. It's not part of the count of the tikunim. Hanirmaze b'tevis pesukim, which are really referenced by the tevis pesukim. So he says that you have to know that there's a count coming up, and what is that? The second one is not part of it. So excuse me. So he comes back and he says it's not in the count of the 7 tikkunim of the Gugolta on your mazah b'sheva tevel shel pasuk rishon k'fi she's boil el as it's explained. Now, b'sif hakodim. Apparently, we talked about this. So we're talking here about the beard, or let's see. There's some things about this that the Hainu lo b'cheshban hashevet tikuni gogolta. So he wants to say that these 13 words refer to something that's not in the 7 tikuni of the gogolta. B'shevet tevel b'shechel the pasuk rishon with the 7 words of the first pasuk. Kefisha his boil the else because below b'cheshban shlosha answer tikuni dikna and their mazim, and it doesn't refer to the 13 tikuni dikna referenced. He said b'shlosh esrei tevus shebehem shekapasuk that come in the next pasuk, the pasuk hasheni tohu uvohu that Gamoshi is bar bechem shek, as we're going to explain as we go along. V'har itmar. Now I don't really understand that exactly what is included, what's not included, and what he meant. But let's go on. Itmar. So it says like this: V'har itmar. So we talked about it previously. Who klalas hashevach b'lachim shemesa. The one word itself has within it the word haaretz refers to the sheva malachim shemesu. Shecheva b'chinas malchus nikras eretz, because they are the aspect of malchus which is called land or eretz. V'hiba b'chinas malchus shenisake shenisakna ata al yedera b'sheva tikuni gegolta, and that eretz, those broken malachim, those 10 malachim, this is he bechinas hamalchus shenisak. This is the malchus which is rebuilt through the light that comes from the 7 tikkunim of the Gugolta, the shlosh asa tikkuni dikna. Now all of that, I believe, is just to really understand all that came before it about the different counts. So umehaki is latia nafka. V'hi yotzis min haklala ha'aror shal klipos, and this comes out as a result. I'm not sure what comes out as a result of the curse that comes from the klipos. Ki ba'olam atohu, because naflu hamalachim. So the nachlim fell into the tohu. And he said, "L'socha klipos and yikraim arurim," into the klipos which are called arurim. So he said, "Be'ez tikun the malachim." So now, when we're trying to bring the malachim back, came yotzim min klipos. They come out of the klipos. V'uhi inyan tikun malchus, and this is like the inyan of the tikun the malchus shena'asach yedecha b'Noach, that was made as a result of Noach, that Noach was able to do. He took the malchus, which at this point was called Adama min haklala, from the curse. Shel haklipos. Dechsiv k'moshe kasev zeyinachamenichem b'maaseinu b'mitzvon yedenu. So you can be comfort from what they were doing, b'maaseinu, from our deeds, and b'mitzvon yedenu, and the depression that comes from the work that we do, or the things we do with our hands. So anyway, so he says, "Min hadam chasher arara yud kei vavke," and this from the ground that was cursed by yud kei vavke. So he says, "Kashenis akenis amalchus v'yotzer min haklipos." So now malchus is coming out. He nikras eretz. At that point, it's called eretz. V'zecha ve'inyan tevis va'aretz. Now, we just introduced the thing about Noach. So he said Noach, here's the word Adama. Is Adama the same idea as aretz? Is it the same idea? Okay, v'hi nirem mevur ki tevis v'ha'aretz. So we're explaining like this: Eida romazes la'echad min ha'tikunim. So the word ha'aretz really is not a remez to one of the tikunim. But rather it's the malchus which is rebuilt and working as been functioning as a result of the count of the tikkunim. Excuse me, haaretz is not part of the tikkunim, and the mazah b'shachar tevas shebechem shekah pasuk, which is referenced into the other words as we continue on in that pasuk. So because as we continue along in the pasuk, it says like this: So he says, "So what do we say? We have this another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 words in that piece. So he says, there's 13 of them. So count it up, there's 13 words. Okay, let me see. Hold on for a second. I have a problem with my computer. Just take me a second. I don't think, it looks like I never turned off the computer. What happened here? 1 second. I guess that's it. I don't know. I guess I'm okay. I don't know what I did. Let's see where... He said, and so he went through the 13 different words in that pasuk. It comes out to be 13. So we see here that we have 13 words. So he goes through them, he counts them up. So he says, Hamayim. So one of them, let me see. He said, I'm sorry, the word Mayim is in here. There's a Mayim. Al Panei Hamayim. That's the last word. So he says, V'chein Romaz and the Kamba Bechino Shel Shvira. So he says the word Hamayim. Okay, so Yud Gimel is a mime. I'm sorry, I read it wrong. V'heim Romaz and the Kamba Bechinos of Shel Shvira. So this really represents many different aspects of breakingness. Umisa Shel Shevis Malachim. So this is the counts of those 13. Talian Betleser Yikirin the Yakirusa. So apparently I just want to go through the words again. He says, V'heim Romazim. So these 13 Romazim, the Kamba Bechina Shel Shvira, many different aspects of breaking. I'm not sure what that means. Umisa Shel Shevis HaMalachim. Talian Betlesa Yakir, the Yakirusa, V'shlosh Esrei. So these 13 Tevos, Edohein Keneged Shlosh Esrei Tikunu Shel Dikna, the Erik Anpin. So now these 13 words actually have to do with the Dikna of Erik Anpin. Shuhu Yakar Shabi Yakarim, he's the precious, the honor, the glory of glories. But Inyan Huki Edo Bechina Shvira Umisa, so these aspects, and this concept of using the word aspects of breaking, Morim B'shlosh Ezri Tevas Pasuk, which are stated over here in these 13 words of the Pasuk. Heimetaluya V'Nisakdim, so they're dependent upon and they're rebuilt by Agedech Shlosh Ezri Tikuni Dikna de Erik Anpin. So he said the Shlosh Esrei Tikkunim that have to be done for the Malachim come out of Erik Anpin. It's not hard to hear that, but on the other hand, let's go on. So he says Shita Alpe Shnin, 6,000 years. Sheshes Alafim Shana Shaha'olam Iskaim, that the world stands for 6,000 years. Talian Beshita Kadamoy. It really depends on the first 6. It really, they all really depend on the 6 days of Bereshis. Another counting system here. Shehem Sod Shisha Kitzvo Shelzer Anpin Chesed Gavur Teferes Netzachod Yesod. So those 6, right? Those 6 refer to 1,000-year period. Shenisak Dochav Ne'etzla B'Shisha Shemei Bereshis. And all of these, I'm guessing he's saying that the future, what is going to develop into these years, is all represented over there in the 6 days of creation. So this is through the way in which the world is run for 6,000 years. The call El of Shana, and every single one of those 1,000 years, Sholat Hanhaga Sephira Acheres. You have another sphere that's really in charge. The height of Aleph Arishon, Shuhu Keneged Yom Arishon, that is the first 1,000 years, which corresponds to the first day in Bereshit, Sholat Hanhaga Sephira Achesed. Aleph Hasheni, Shuhu Keneged Yom Hasheni, Sholat Sephira Gevura. Then you have Gevura over there. He says Gevura Ba'elef Hashlishi Shu Keneged Yom Shlishi. So the third is going to be whoops, wait, what happened here? Is he going back? Hello, are you there?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what happened there. Okay, so he said, "V'al yadam isnagig ba'olim sheshes alafim shana." I'm going backwards a little bit. B'kol elef shana shola non hagas afiras acheres. The height of elef arishon shuhu keneged yom rishon shola non hagas afiras acheset. B'elef hasheni shuhu keneged yom hasheni. So the second day, sholet sviras agavur. That's when devur comes in. B'elef hashlishi shuhu keneged yom hashlishi sholet sviras atiferes. B'elef harivi shuhu keneged yom harivi sholet sviras anatzach. Be'elef ha'chamishi shuhu keneged yom ha'chamishi sholet sfiras ahod. Be'elef ha'shishi shuhu keneged yom shishi sholet sfiras yisod. Shevi'ah alaichu, but now the seventh one. Uve'elef ha'shvihi shuhu keneged yom ha'shabbos, which corresponds to Shabbos. Who sowed sfiras ha'malchus? This is the secret of the sphere called malchus. So he said v'ha'oilech lamala, which goes upwards. Now, I'm not sure why he says Malchus ha'ola lamala. That's the Malchus that goes up. And then what happens is that Malchus goes up over, on top of, the sixth sphere shows their anpin, besod Eishes Chaya Teres Mala, which is that secret of that phrase we had seen it before. This Tache Bildachudoi. And then you see that the power of Gevura, it becomes stronger all by itself. So the main Iker of the Hanaga that comes from Gevura, because Malchus, which is of aspect of Gevura, will be up above the Zachar, Bechinas Chesed. So in other words, that you'll see that Malchus will go up above the Zachar. His Bechina is his top part is Chesed. V'yischarach v'kula betrays Shata. And he said that it will destroy at this point when the Malchus is coming up and she's on top of Zer Anpin, the world will be destroyed. So he said, so the way that the world is working will stop or be destroyed. Now, all of this, I haven't heard this before, so it says, V'yicharev hanhagas ha'olam hazeh, so to describe hamisnageh besod shtem esrei shalos, which is worked through the number 12, in this case 12 hours. The 12 hours of Malchus HaTachtonah HaNikras Shah, who is called Shah, a time, or hour. So he says, Derchsiv Kamosha Kasav B'Pasuk Hasheni, like it's written in the second Pasuk. Tohu Avohu. It was completely and totally destroyed. V'choshech, in the darkness, v'hainu, ki la'achar brias ha'olam b'sheshesh yemei bereshis, because after the 6 days of creation, shehem sod sheshes alafim shana, which is the concept of 6,000 years, sheha'olam miskayim ka'amor, that will maintain the world, as we had said. Azai yachzor hakol l'chiyos tohu avohu. So after the 6 days, everything went backwards, or went into tohu avohu. And then all of the way that the world was set up to run were stopped or destroyed. So the secret, if you want to start about the destruction and the return of the world into a situation of tohu avohu be'elef sheshvi in the 7,000th year, the seventh set of thousands years, Husha Yizbatach Manhaga Shem Ma Shal Olam Hazet, to destroy the way that the word Ma, the Shem Ma, works in this world, Shehu Bebechinas Hanhagas Chasadim, which starts with Chasadim, V'Yair Shlot Ba'olam Shem Sag, Shehu Bebechinas Hanhagas Gevuros, which comes from the left side, although it's from a higher place. This is Malchus on top of, in the place of Bina. Malchus gone to Bina. So this is something that Sulam says all the time. It said all the time, V'yishlot ba'olam shem sag shechu b'bechinas hanhagas hagavuros. V'az yisbato kol mara olam hazeh hagashmi. And then the what's the right word? The appearance of this world this physical world will change. It will be nullified. And then even won't be a thread left of it. And then you come and you see these 13 meters of rachamim that come from the shal rachamim, the dikna to Eric Anpin, that pour the light down through the beard of Eric Anpin. They're going to resurrect or bring up these 12 hours that we're talking about, shall malchus atachtaina. V'ala osach l'shorsha me'elyon b'das elyon the dikna to Eric Anpin. Now let's get some much fancier wording here now. V'ala osam l'shorshim. So he was going to take what the hours, the 12 hours, I guess. V'ala osam, which means malchus l'shorshim up to the root, the elyon b'das elyon in the upper das, the das, but which das? The das of the dikna, the Eric Anpin, the dikna of Eric Anpin. So one of them is a das. And so then what will happen is that will come up. So it'll come back upwards as gevuros go upward. So he says gevuros shall malchus hatachtoina of this lower malchus the bechinas rachamim gedolim until tremendous rachmanus she was full of denim. They rekanpin. So shor she'elyon shall shteim esrei shal malchus hatachtoina. So now we're talking about this lower malchus. Hulamala b'shneim azid kunidikna the erikanpin. So he says the shorish of these 12 hours, which I really not sure that I understood the 12 hours. I know that you could they do permutate the Yud-K Vav-K into 12 instead of 24 because of the two hays, but I'm not sure that it's explained over here what these 12 hours are. It's introducing it. So after this period of darkness, then these 12, the concept is 12 is going to come back up and be on top, like he said, and be renewed like they were originally. But Yosef says, so tremendous milo. He said, and then all these six are now standing. He said, and so they renew all the six spheres of Zer Anpin. Which really is there for the 6,000 years when destruction comes and are completely destroyed, as we had said. If it may be right, so now that the world was established for 6,000 years, then all the way that the world works will stop. And fall into that situation, begin to kiss the chsev bara, because it says the word bara. What's bara mean? Kodem kasa b'torah pasuk rishon bereishis is bara. What's bara? The basa ksev of the hoisa. Then it says hoisa. These two words. V'achakach kasa pasuk hasheni, and it starts with the hoisa tohu avohu. And we understand from the Chavas Vadai, that was already built previously. The Hainu Sheshes Alafim Shanu Shal Koda Ba'olam Hazeb, the Kiyum Olam Hazeb, that the 6,000 years that this world will stand. In the end, it's going to disappear. Shana az ayihya tohu avochu v'choshech. Everything will go back into darkness. Shuhu inyan bittul v'churban hanhagas ha'olam haza. Because what it actually means is that the world is going to be nullified, and shuhu inyan bittul v'churban hanhagas ha'olam haza b'alaf v'shvi in the 7,000 years. I'll tell you that. V'oz yiskayim apasuk the niskav Hashem levado, so that Hashem will stand up or be up above levado biyomahu on that day. Okay, we have a little bit more time. So if that wasn't a little bit obscure and kind of a little bit difficult, I think it can get more. Okay, call 2. Bye.